Welcome to another video right here on FE Builds. It's so good to be with you once again, and I want to speak to you quickly about the Element Knightrunner. And I am also going to be doing an unboxing of a servo, a new servo that we got, Power HD, a 40 kilogram servo. I believe the number is WH-40 kg. I love this truck. You know, this truck blew me away. Before buying it, I watched a lot of reviews, and there were many people who said that it's not capable, or it's not as capable as other RCs. And that is true. There are some RCs that are extremely capable. But being a hobby grade RC enthusiast, I'm not just looking for an RC that can just do anything very easily, but I'm looking for something that is very scale and close to the real deal, that replicates the real vehicles in real life as much as possible. And I think I found that in this. And that's why during my whole week in Clarence in the Free State, I took this RC with me in the back of the car everywhere that I went, with a pack of batteries, and I never even had to change the batteries. I was pleasantly surprised that the servo, the stock servo that came with it, only a 15 kg servo, lasted more than 10 kilometers of a long hike up mountains, rocks, different places, as you can see in the pictures. The video that I released, that was 55 minutes, was just a short bit of all that I did. And I put this truck through its paces. And even having the IFS in front, I had to pick my lines carefully, that's a given, and that I enjoyed, but it got through everything. Even when I got stuck, I would just reverse, reposition, choose a better line, and go. And it did work. I'm sort of at a stage where I've got a lot of crawlers, from straight axles, solid axles without portals, to RCs with portal axles, to RCs with 2 gears, to RCs that you can disconnect and only have 2-wheel drive, to RCs that you can lock each of the diffs, or you can lock them independently. And I'm sort of at a stage where I'm looking for scale and realism. There's only 2 trucks that I've got with the IFS and a solid axle at the back, and it's the Knightrunner and the UDR. And that is exactly the reason why I like them. Now, with that being said, I was very impressed with the stock servo, that it lasted as long as it did. I've had servos that are stock standard, that come with RC, that within 5 minutes of driving on pebbles are broken, and you have to replace them. But this servo literally lasted all the way up a mountain, on hectic hikes, through all the things I put it through, and on the way back, a very long way back. Even though it started clicking at a certain point, the truck made it back to my vehicle, and I was very impressed. But that's why I'm doing the upgrade today, because I love this truck so much. I'm sort of attached to it. And here's a picture of the new servo that's gone in. But what you'll see next is an unboxing and an installation of the Power HD 40 kg servo in the Element Knightrunner RC. Enjoy. Now, please bear with me. I'm away from my lab or my workshop or whatever you want to call it. So I don't have all my tools with me, so I had to make a makeshift table and find tools and find what I need to make this happen, because I'm still away for about 3 days, and in that time period I will want to drive this car. So we'll be installing this Power HD servo. This is a i40i WH 40 kg servo. It is waterproof, and at 6 volts the speed is at 0.2, which is not bad. I mean, it's pretty similar to some of the Traxxas stock speeds on the servos, but here's where the change comes in. It's metal geared, and I believe it's very strong metal gears, and at 6 volts it puts out 29 kg of torque. At 8.4 volts it puts out 40 kg of torque. I believe at about 7.4 volts it should put out about 35 kg of torque. So we're going to be installing the Knightrunner, because I pushed that truck at least 8 kilometers or more, actually 10, if I measure on my GPS on my watch. And I was basically hiking and taking the truck along and not helping it. And basically, I think I pushed the servo beyond what it's meant to do. For a stock servo, I think it did really well. And it's good enough for playing in your garden, but when it comes to serious crawling, I mean like crawling the whole day from day to night, that's when you need one of these. So it comes in a nice metal box. Comes with some awesome stickers, which we are definitely adding to the Knightrunner. It comes with this warranty card. And there is the beast in itself. It's got some nice weight to it. So we'll be adding a bit more weight at that 75% point, because on the Knightrunner, it's not that far in front. So it's about 80% from the back, 80% of the truck. So it's at the 80% point, which is quite a good place. If you put too much weight at the front, then what tends to happen is when you're coming downhill, then the truck falls forward. So that in itself is the servo. It feels good, it feels quality. I like how they've, finished off that design over there. And I think it really just looks so good. It's a pity it's going to be covered under a body, because, something like this, you would like it to stand out and be visible to everyone to see. But I guess the work that it's really going to be doing is on the front tires, and I think this is going to really just last forever in such a light truck, because I'm not going to add too much weight to the top. I'm not really bothered about having an interior in the car or in the truck. For me, it's really just about defeating challenges, and that means keeping it less top heavy and keeping the suspension right, and the motor and the servo being able to take the correct lines and follow through. That's where this comes in handy. So yeah, that's the unboxing in a nutshell. Up next, we'll be doing the installation. So let's see how this goes. It's going to be a bit more interesting than I thought. It's a bit more involved. We'll have to take this off. Okay, so to get the old servo out, I figured you have to actually take off the battery pack and create a bit of space over there. Forcing it out and forcing the new one in will just damage the servo or cut a wire or something. Best to do it the long way around, the proper way, and do it properly, than to do it the wrong way and then the shortcut and then regret. Okay, so we had to take off the battery case and also this holder that holds the battery case to be able to take this servo out. And it's very important that we take note of the orientation that it goes in. So when the new one goes in, it should go in that way. And if I can just put them together, they're pretty much the same size. The blue one is just a bit more fatter than, or beefier than the black one. But in terms of output power, it's quite a lot more. I love the fact that it comes stock standard with the metal servo horn. So we're going to make use of that. And I believe these tires can turn quite a lot. What we're going to do is actually plug this servo in, switch on the remote so it can center, and then we'll put it perfectly in line. We'll put the servo horn perfectly in line over there. I believe it goes in that way with the white strip. Sort of facing with the white strip on that side. So on that line. I believe that's the signal wire. I stand under correction. The only thing that will tell us is if we plug it in and it works. I guess that's the wrong way to test, but you never know. Let's give it a try and see what happens. Okay, so I've plugged in a battery, I've turned on the receiver, and we're just going to turn on the car so that the servo can center. Okay, and on the steering trim, or the centering of the servo, it's exactly at 12 o'clock. If you look over there, the arrow is pointing straight up. So yeah, that should be good. It's perfectly centered. Now I'm going to install the servo horn. On top, it needs to point at the 12 o'clock direction. And then you get the perfect center of the motor. I believe that's exactly at 12 o'clock. Okay, then we're going to put the servo back in now. So we're going to turn off the car, turn off the remote, and let's get this thing back in there. So the stock servo that actually comes with it is not too bad. I mean, 15 kilograms, metal gear. It's a 1523 MG. And with the beating that we put it through and the fact that it actually survived until home, it was clicking by the end of the whole ordeal, but it took a lot of a beating. So I mean, that's really good for a stock standard servo. Okay, and that's a wrap for the new servo being installed. We haven't done the best job with wiring, but look, it's out of the way. It's not going to get caught up anywhere. If I turn the car to the side, everything is tucked in nice and safe, away from anything that can catch it and tear it. And yeah, servo wire is tucked under the battery tray, nice and neat. these Velcro straps actually get in the way, but there you can see it going under. So that's a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching, and in closing I'll give you a picture of the bottom. Very nice. That servo just looks so amazing. The color, the finish, it just looks so amazing. And I know, being Power HD, they're not going to let down. Okay, so the servo is installed and everything is working well. And I've installed it. It seems like it's just perfect. It's got a very sharp turning angle. And you can feel how much power is in that servo. Even if we had to put downward force on this body. Let's see if it'll turn. Still turns. I'm using the remote to push to completely compress the shocks. And it's working. Awesome. So we're done with this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, cheers.